Hello neighbor, this is Curt with eTrailer, and today we're going to take a look at the Kuat Piston Pro bike rack and see how it works with our 2024 Jeep Grand Cherokee 4xe. Now if after watching this video you decide that this is the bike rack for you and you go ahead and get it, you use it a few times, share with us what you think about it in the comments below. We would love to share your experience with our other neighbors so they can make the best decision for themselves. Now if you've been on the hunt for a really nice premium 2-bike rack to go with your Grand Cherokee 4xe, the Kuat Piston Pro can be an excellent choice for you. One of the great things about it is really just the way that it operates. It uses 2 wheel braces, so it is a wheel mount. However, even if you have a bike with fenders, there is an available strap fender kit so that you can still use this bike rack even with your bike with fenders, and that strap kit is available right here at etrailer.com. But it works by ratcheting up and forcing the arms against each other, bracing the bike onto the rack. It's got these great pistons that I'll show you when we take the bike off that really you can operate all of this one-handed. And there's an included cable lock that you can get with it that can be key-alike to your included locking hitch pin. But with all that being said, let's take a look at exactly how it fits on our Grand Cherokee 4xe. Now, one of the things about this is that it does keep it a little bit close to the vehicle. However, it's really far enough away that even on a rougher road, it's really in no danger at all of contacting the back of our Grand Cherokee 4xe. So I'm not really too worried about, the bike damaging the vehicle or vice versa. But like with any hitch bike carrier, there are going to be some obstructions to your visibility. One thing is, the hitch on the Grand Cherokee 4xe comes out of the bumper, so it's a bit higher up than you find on a lot of other SUVs out there. And that means that the bike and everything, the bike rack and everything on it is going to be raised up as well. So through your rear window, you're going to see a lot of your bike's frames. It's going to be unavoidable. You can see here the pedals are actually almost up to the window back here. But we're also going to have some obstruction to our taillights and to our license plate and rear view camera. So it is important to understand just what kind of footprint this leaves behind your bumper. So we're going to take a measurement from the bumper to the furthest point out, and that is going to come in, if we're going to the end of this piston here, right at about 29 inches. So just keep that in mind. You've got about 2.5 feet extra back here that you need to account for whenever you're backing into a tighter space or trying to parallel park. Another thing we'll take a look at is the ground clearance, although with this particular rack, just by looking at it, I'm not too worried. At the furthest point of the rack, we're at 29.5 inches, and at the shank right here, we're at 20 inches. That is going to be more than enough for me not to really be too worried about any steep inclines or driveways that I might come across, but it is good to know just what that ground clearance is. Now, the Piston Pro has the ability to carry bikes weighing up to 67 pounds on each tray. So if you are not comfortable lifting your bike, whatever weight it might be, up to that about 29.5 inches, I would suggest that you get the available ramp that you can get with the Piston Pro. That's really going to help you out loading and unloading those heavier bikes when you need it to, and it's also available right here at etrailer.com. Now, one of the most common questions that we get when it comes to a hitch bike rack is, will you have access to your liftgate? And with the Piston Pro and the Grand Cherokee 4xe, we will. So there's a little lever here that we're going to go ahead and brace the bike. We're going to pull back on that lever. There it goes. And we're just going to slowly tilt it away from the vehicle. Now, this has a pretty decent tilt to it, mainly because it's got all that ground clearance. But it's really going to give us a lot of room to get in and out of our cargo space. So now, without unloading our bikes, we can get into our cargo area, grab any equipment we might need, load up on water, snacks, whatever it might be. Or maybe when you're on your way home from the trail, you decide that you want to stop at the grocery store and get a few things. Now we can get in and out of the back of the vehicle without any issue. And in order to get it back into its riding position, I don't need to mess with the lever at all. All I need to do is lift it up until it clicks, the lever springs forward, and now I'm locked back into my riding position. And now I just want to show you a little bit about how easy it is to get the bike on and off of the Piston Pro. So operating these pistons is really, really easy. All I'm going to do is pop this down. It's going to release it just like that. I'm going to do the same over here. It's going to release it just like that. Now I'm able to maneuver the bike and get it out of here, or if I have the included ramp, I can depress this down and push this forward, and I can load my ramp on from there. But with this, taking it off can be pretty easy as long as the bike is light enough for you from that height. But now I'm ready to store the bike, or we could hit the trail. So I had mentioned that these ratchet, and you can get that demonstrated right here as we put it back down. But this bike rack weighs about 60 pounds, so it's probably not something that you want to install and uninstall all the time. It does have a stowaway position. We're going to use that same lever, but we're going to lift up on it instead of letting it down. And now we're in our stowaway position. Now we've reduced that footprint behind the bumper down to about 13.5 inches. So we more than cut that in half, but we still want to make sure that we account for that in those tighter spaces, because our license plate and our rear view camera are going to be completely blocked in this position. We did regain visibility out of our rear window and our taillights. Now, because of all this blockage here, because of how high this comes up in the hitch, there is a version of this bike rack called the Piston Pro X. It's available right here at etrailer.com, but it does have an integrated license plate and light kit to go with it, just for your safety and the safety of others out on the road. But with all that being said, I think this is an excellent choice for your 2024 Jeep Grand Cherokee 4xe. I'm Curt with eTrailer. Thanks for stopping by.